Trinity Moravian Church will be using increased protective measures during our live worship services to maintain safety. Masking for all is mandatory while indoors. Congregational singing will be temporarily suspended, and most of our music will be instrumental. The board will review the situation on September 5th to see if we can relax these measures or if they have to continue. Why have we taken these measures? The Delta variant of COVID-19 has spread rapidly across the country, and Forsyth County is now considered a high transmission zone. The Delta variant is much more contagious than the original version of COVID that put such a cramp into everyone's 2020. But there are additional dangers. Our emergency rooms are full of COVID patients right now, and many of them are people who were fully vaccinated. The breakthrough rate for the Delta variant is much higher than scientists had anticipated. Plus, even the vaccinated people who are exposed appear to be highly contagious. This was not true for the Alpha variant. So the situation has changed, and we are dealing with a different virus than we experienced last year. So why be vaccinated? Those who have been fully vaccinated are far less sick than folks who are unvaccinated, and far less likely to end up in ICU or die. Vaccination will save your life. But even if you are vaccinated, you need to take additional precautions right now because you do not want to catch or transmit the Delta variant to others. A vaccinated person can catch the disease and be symptom-free and unknowingly transmit it to a relative or friend who has an impaired immune system, and it can kill them. Cancer patients, heart patients, any kind of transplant patients, patients with autoimmune diseases like arthritis and fibromyalgia are at high risk. Plus, there is early evidence that the Delta variant has a higher incidence of long COVID in vaccinated patients than was true in the previous version. This is long-term respiratory, physical, and mental symptoms which hang on and impair the victim for months or perhaps years after the infection is technically gone. Our fight is not with each other. It is with a rapidly mutating virus that we've never dealt with before. If a foreign enemy were to attack us, the only way to respond would be to pull together. And that is what we need to do now. Republicans, Democrats, and Independents, Christians, Muslims, Jews, and atheists, Duke fans and Carolina fans, all must set aside their differences and work together to get our nation vaccinated and stop this illness. Otherwise, we will be living in this state of quarantine for months or even years. I, for one, do not want to be battling the Mu or Omicron variant in 2023 or 24. But we could if we fail to work together. If you haven't been vaccinated, please make it your top priority. If your friends haven't been vaccinated, talk to them about it. If you have honest questions about the safety or the efficacy, or which vaccine is best for you, please reach out to me and I'll be glad to put you in touch with a medical professional who can answer all your questions. Over the last months, I have personally talked to dozens of doctors and even more nurses about this disease. I've seen COVID in the ER, and I've seen families devastated by this disease. I've seen the bone weariness in the eyes of the medical professionals in the hospitals. I heard from one ER nurse who said, "Last year you were all calling us heroes, but now, when someone who has refused to get vaccinated in spite of all that we've tried comes in desperately sick with COVID, I feel like they've spit in my face." Please get vaccinated. Take the precautions as recommended. Keep yourself and those around you safe. It's not just about you. The Apostle Paul wrote in his letter to the Philippians, "Let each of you look not to your own interests, but to the interests of others."